What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new review for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season number 13, episode 12. You guys, I didn't even catch the title of this episode. It'll be on the screen below, and it'll also be in the comment section as well. God, what was the name of this episode? Baby, it should have been titled "Crystal Showed the Up and Showed Out." I was here for Crystal, baby. Crystal. This is the Crystal that we need. This is the Crystal that I want. This is the Crystal that I love. Like, I knew I liked Crystal when we first season of Crystal. I knew I liked Crystal, but Crystal has basically over the last few seasons faded into the background, and I did not like that for Crystal. But baby, Crystal, you did the damn thing with solid 8.5 last night. But before we go ahead and get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, if you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know how to do that. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you guys. Shall we? All right, guys, so the episode is titled Bitter Pill to Swallow. Child, not, but it is what it is. So we're going to start the episode up because this episode centered around Dorit. And we'll talk about Dorit as we get to Dorit. But we see Sutton. So Sutton is outside of her, and she has a garden, and so she's picking flowers from her garden. So Kyle stopped by, and they talked about, the event that Kyle had for her friend, right, Lorraine, the celebration of life. And Sutton asked, where was Maurizio, right? And so Kyle says that Mo was in Aspen, and then he went to Mexico City. And I was like, are you serious? Like, here's my thing. With my, you guys know I'm involved with someone. If something happens to my best friend and you're not there beside me, because my best friend is my sister, like blood doesn't even, I don't even need blood to make me related to her. That is my sister. I don't even, our friendship spans 20 years almost. This year be 20 years. Like, I'd be damned if you're not gonna be there. Now, I do know my best friend well enough, and I hope I know my best friend well enough to know that she would never do something like what happened, what Kyle's best friend did, right? Yes, my best friend has a daughter. She has her husband. She has her mom and her dad. She has me and our other friends. So I know my best friend wouldn't do that. I hope if she ever got to that point that I pray she would talk to me. Like, I pray that she would just come to me and have a conversation with me about it. Because we and her actually talked about it when my mom died, and she wanted to make sure that I was okay. And I was like, I'm fine. But, I had some hiccups. Now, I don't know if I've ever told her, but I have told her. And she was like, why didn't you tell me, right? And I had a moment where I thought about it. It actually almost happened, but thankfully it did not happen, right? But I just couldn't, I can't imagine, and I couldn't imagine even if that were me if that was me on the other end. Like, if I did that, I know she would be right there with my family and with my friend, with my other friends, my family, our friends, my friends that, she doesn't necessarily know a lot about. I know that she would be there, and I would hope her husband would be there. He probably wouldn't because he doesn't care that much for me. But I just found it weird that you literally went to Aspen and to Mexico City. So Sutton then told, Sutton told Kyle about what Garcelle told her that's solid 8.5 was talking about her at the party, right? And here's the thing. I don't understand why solid 8.5 is concerned about Sutton's esophagus. Are there some inconsistencies when it comes to Sutton? Absolutely. I've said that plenty of times, and I'll continue to say that again. There are some inconsistencies when it comes down to Sutton's track. Is it that big of a deal that we got to keep beating it over the head like a horse? No. But that was it with that scene. We'll pause here and we'll move forward. Now, the next thing we see is Crystal. So Crystal is talking to Garcelle on FaceTime, and they're talking about the event as well. Now, Crystal lets us know, and I believe she also let Garcelle know that, so she had previously met Solid 8.5. She had met her in December, and instead of Solid 8.5 telling her that she was a nurse anesthetist, she told her she was an anesthesiologist. And I was like, okay. Now I know about, because I actually have, I know some nurse anesthetists. I have friends who are, I have some friends who are, and because I actually have one good friend from high school, he is a CNRA, so he does that. And yes, they still have to go through. They got to go through, go through school and all that kind of stuff, you know. And so I'm not negating, and I'm not taking away from her. What my problem is, we'll talk about it once we get to it a little deeper, is I don't understand why she's so fixated on Sutton. And I'm starting to believe, because a lot of people think that she's doing Kyle's dirty work and Kyle's bidding. And I'm actually starting to see it, and I think that's the truth. So, Crystal, later in the episode, we see her as she's having lunch with her brother. And he just got back from being, remember, he went to see his ex. So he just got back from that. And so he's talking to Crystal, and he's telling Crystal how with his ex, she never felt accepted by his Crystal and their mom. And I was like, ooh. So why? And here's the question that I will say for that lady: if you never felt accepted by them, then why the fuck did you accept his marriage proposal? Because that's odd. I'm not going to sit here and accept the proposal from anybody if I don't feel like your family likes me and accepts me into the family. Because when I marry you, I marry into your family, and if we have kids, I don't want my kids to be mistreated because your mother and your sister don't like me. So I don't know if I would necessarily accept that proposal, but hey, it is what it is. So he also told Crystal that he's going to be relocating to Asia for, half of the year. So I guess he'll be in Beverly Hills with them for half of the year, and he'll go over to Asia to do his DJ and his music stuff, right? Crystal, again, I like Crystal. You guys know that. It. Here's the thing. Like, I'm very protective over my friends, my family. Like, I have my cousins who I was raised with, like brothers and sisters, and I'm overly protective of them. But at the same, and vice versa, they're the same with me. But we all know, hey, I know you love me, but you got to let me make the decisions for myself. And the crazy thing is, he's older than Crystal. But hey, I hope that they work it out. Him and their ex, I'm sorry. I don't understand. Why would you want to be with somebody that you don't feel like their family accepts you or likes you? Wouldn't be for me. Let me know what you guys think. And we'll pause here and we'll move forward, you guys. And I think we're wrapping the episode up because this was more so a Dorit heavy episode, and we'll talk about it. So let's pause here and move forward and wrap up the episode. All right, you guys. So yeah, Dorit was the focal point of this week's episode because she had a gala for, oh my God, what is the name of that damn charity? What is the name? The Tooth. What is the name of that charity? Because I mean, we still get it messed up. The homeless, not toothless, or is it the toothless, not homeless? Either way, go with stupid. Like, I'm homeless, but I'm not toothless, or I'm toothless, but I'm homeless. I don't understand the name of that. What that charity is supposed to do? Like, is it supposed to provide a home to the toothless, or is it supposed to provide teeth to the homeless? Like, I don't understand. Like, homeless, not toothless, toothless, not homeless. Whatever. If it's homeless, not toothless, I would prefer to be neither. Honestly, I would prefer not to be homeless or toothless. But if it's toothless, not homeless, then, I mean, I'm fine with not having a tooth as if I'm not homeless. You guys will correct me. I don't remember the name of it. I think it's homeless, not toothless. I think is it homeless, not toothless? Whatever it is, change the name. Oh, because it's dentist there, so it's definitely something toothless. But why, if it's toothless, then why is the dentist there? Or if it's not toothless, then why? Again, stupid name, dumb name. dumbass name. They're having a gala for the dumbass charity. And so we see as Dorit and PK are looking at the venue. Dorit is letting us know that, after the therapy session that they had last week, that PK has become more present and more attentive. I was like, oh, okay, don't really care. So we see as all the ladies are getting ready to, go to the homeless, not toothless, toothless, not homeless. We're going to, I'm going to be safe. I'm going to try to play it safe, but that's still stupid. Homeless, not toothless. I think it's homeless, not toothless, because I think the women kept saying it to spark their memory. Homeless, not toothless, right? Never mind, it's just dumb. It's dumb. No offense to the charity. The name of the charity is stupid. So we see the ladies as they're getting ready. We see Kyle and Maurizio. They're in the car together. And Mauricio is asking Kyle, how was the event? I was like, Mo, it was a celebration of life. Her friend is deceased. How do you think it is? It wasn't a joyous occasion. I was really pissed off at Mo listening to him talk. I was like, okay, next scene. So we see as everyone shows up to the gala for the homeless, not toothless. Is that it? I think that's it. We see everybody show up to the gala, right? So Sutton, baby Sutton was ready for solid 8.5, and I was here for it. So now Sutton, I got to be real. You kind of were yelling at solid 8.5 when you kept. The thing with Sutton this season is she keeps repeating stuff. Ma'am, 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 ma'am. And I was like, Sutton, if you say ma'am one more time. So solid 8.5 is a she's a liar. Like through and through. The lady is a liar because she's talking to Sutton and Sutton said, I wasn't yelling at you. She said, yes, you were. That's another lie. And so Sutton said, okay, that's my third lie, isn't it? She said it is. And so Erica was like, well, what were the first two? And so she said, well, the first two was when she said that her doctor told her that she can drink and take her medication. And Sutton was like, well, you're not my doctor. My doctor said it was okay. And solid 8.5 is like, but that's not true, Sutton. That's not true. No one would tell you that. I was like, ma'am, do you know her doctor? Maybe her doctor told her, maybe her doctor said it is okay. So why are you so fixated on this? The question that I have, solid 8.5. Why are you so fixated on it? It makes no sense to me why this lady is so fixated on Sutton, her drinking, and her esophagus. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I want it to stop. I want to go the fuck away, and I want her to go the fuck away on top of that too. So Sutton said, and I didn't make up anything about my esophagus. So she said, I never said you lied about that. And Crystal was like, you absolutely did. You said it at the the celebration of life. Garcelle and I even had to get up and walk away from you because you talked about it for hours, and they literally showed her talking about that shit for hours. One was at 6 o'clock, then I saw 9 o'clock, then I saw 10 o'clock, and I believe it was either 7 or 8 o'clock. I was like, you talked about that for 4 hours? Not consecutive, but I mean, you brought it up on 4 different occasions. Why do you give a fuck about Sutton's esophagus? Like, oh my God. So then she says that Crystal is the one that said that Sutton has an eating disorder. I was like, now you lying piece of crap. You're the liar. And so Crystal said, no, I did. Like, no, I did not say that. You're the one that said that. She's like, no, I didn't. I was like, ma'am, you just got caught in another lie because you said a few minutes ago that you never called Sutton a liar about her esophagus, but Bravo rolled the bean footage back and showed that you did say that she lied about her, that was her second lie. Then they also rolled it back and showed it that you are the one that brought up that she may have that it could be because of an eating disorder. I was like, Bravo, get this solid 8.5 off of my goddamn television screen. So I'm looking at the episode, you guys, real quickly, because I want y'all to see this. I want to show this timeline. 6:03 is the first time she brought it up. 8:43 is the second time she brought it up. 9:27 is so it goes 6:03, 8:43, 9:27, and 10:51. lady, you talked about that for, oh my God. I see why Crystal and Garcelle were annoyed. Like, you're annoying. Like, Bravo, let this be this. She's a solid 8.5. Let this be solid 8.5 last season with her big ass forehead. Her forehead is huge as fuck. I am so sorry. I was trying my hardest not to say it, but man, you got a big ass forehead. So Crystal said, "You're a bitch," and I was like, "Thank you, Crystal. She is a bitch." Like, my God, I just didn't understand why this woman is making Sutton's esophagus her focal point. And I don't. So you guys know Dr. Nicole from Real Housewives of Miami and Dr. Tiffany Moon formerly from the Real Housewives of Dallas. You guys know that they're both anesthesiologists, so they know a little bit more. They know more about the esophagus than she does because you guys know they have to. Sometimes they have to go in through the throat and do certain things. So I know Dr. Tiffany Moon was the first one to speak out about it, and then Dr. Nicole spoke out about it recently. Now, solid 8.5. Let me say this to you real quick, ma'am, because you're playing this thing about you're making people relevant or clout or people are clout chasing off of you. Who in the fuck are you, ma'am? We met you in episode 6, right? We met you in episode 6 of this season, and episode 7, you weren't around. Or no, episode 7 you were there. Episode 8 we didn't. What episode did we? You have not been in every episode, so we don't know too much about you besides the fact that your husband calls you a solid 8.5. And I wish this dog would stop barking. Like, this dog is really getting on my damn nerves. But so yeah, we don't know much about you. So for you to say that people are clout chasing, or for you to next week to tell Crystal that you making her ass relevant, nah, bitch, she making you relevant. And I'm not calling her a bitch in a literal sense, you guys. I'm just saying bitch facetiously. But no, girl, she's making you relevant. I don't know how you got a diamond. I'm still stuck on stupid as to how you got a fucking diamond. I'm so confused. How did she get a diamond? Whose dick did she have to suck to get a diamond? I'm being funny as well about that too, right? But who did you blackmail? Did you blackmail somebody to get this diamond? I mean, damn, because you're boring. You have nothing. You have no storyline. Okay, moving forward. Um, One thing I love about Beverly Hills, though, we always get big name celebrities on this show, right? So, because Carney Wilson was on there a few seasons ago at one of Kyle's parties. But so Paula Abdul showed up. Taylor Dane, solid 8.5. Didn't know who Taylor Dane was. I was like, wow, you don't know who Taylor? I know who Taylor Dane is. I know her songs. I love them. Yeah, solid 8.5 is annoying as fuck. So at the end of the episode, we get Kyle. So Kyle was talking to Sutton. They're getting ready to go to Barcelona. Kyle is trying to figure out what to pack. I was like, Kyle, you do know that there are cobblestones in Barcelona. So unless you want to break your ankle in Barcelona, I would suggest you take some flats. Like, it's cobblestone. But hey, do you? They do have streets, but they also still have cobblestones in Barcelona. So Sutton and Kyle were talking, and Kyle was like, she'll talk to solid 8.5. Because Sutton is like, she's a cool girl. I was like, is she really? But Kyle called solid 8.5, right? Solid 8.5 feels that Crystal mocked her profession. Lady, she did not mock your profession. She's calling you out on your bullshit, and you can't handle that, right? So then she also feels like, Crystal, she kind of feels like Crystal is, I guess, like envious of her profession because Crystal wanted to go to medical school, but Rob didn't want her to go to medical school for whatever reason. But she does feel like she owes Sutton an apology. She called Sutton. And then when she was talking to Sutton, she was like, she apologizes for her part in things. I was like, excuse the fuck out of me. Your part is the only part in this. Sutton never came for you. You have come for Sutton. And I mean, my God, today I am defending Sutton's strike, and I don't even like Sutton. This is interesting for me to defend Sutton. And you guys know I ain't the biggest fan of Sudden. You guys know I don't see it for Sudden. I don't feature Sudden. Shout out to Belle, because Belle loves Sudden. I don't. Yeah, again, y'all know how I feel about Sudden. And y'all know why I feel the way about Sudden. So I know, Belle, you haven't watched all of my Beverly Hills reviews, so I'll explain it to you why. Because I know you're gonna be in the comments and ask me why. So the reason why and you're from the South as well. I know you're from Florida, but I don't know. See, and I think that might be I know y'all deal with it I know y'all deal with racism in Florida, but it's in here in Texas, and it's Texas, Georgia, these country, super country states, it's worse. So anytime I hear the term Southern Belle, I just automatically, and here's the thing, I'm gonna say this for anybody who's watching, not just Belle, but for anybody. I don't think everyone who is a Southern Belle is racist, right? So I want to clear that up. But when I do hear the term Southern Belle and it's attached to a white woman, it does kind of make my antennas go up a little bit. Like, could she be racist? Because most Southern Belles, not most, all back in the day, they were racist. So again, I want to clear this up and make it perfectly clear. Do I think Sutton is a racist? No. No, 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 no. I'm just very leery and apprehensive because I've actually met a woman similar to Sutton here in Texas, and she had that whole Southern Belle persona. But I can look at her when I interacted with her. I could look at that woman and tell that that woman did not feature me because of my skin color. But that is it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section below. You guys subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video, you guys. And until next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.